Hello everyone, welcome to round 6 of the CTCR Championship. We have Ronan, AlphaTauri Reserve on pole position here for the Belgium Grand Prix. Our current leader of the championship, Emilio Robalino, in P4 with his competitor Lucas Paul in P3, so it's lining up to be a good race here today. We're just going to have to see who's on top form as we run through the grid. So we have Ronan, his first race, his debut, he's on pole position. Techno Sizzle, his first really decent performance in the Mercedes, he's in P2 with Lucas Paul in P3. Behind him, Emilio 98 Robalino, championship leader in the Red Bull, in P4, with Victor Mean in behind in P5. Kelechi struggled in qualifying, ended up still picking up P6 despite DNFing midway through. Marshy couldn't set a lap time at all, the same with Parallel Silk, who's been disqualified. Random Kitty was also one who couldn't get out. He was meant to be starting last if it wasn't for Santiago C, who has a grid penalty from the last race. He qualified P7, but his 5-place grid penalty knocked him all the way back to the back of the grid. So, as we watch Ronan H head down the straight of Sector 3, down to the start-finish line, our nerves all come together as we see who will win this race. A crucial race to start off the second half of the season after the mid-season break. So, as the drivers line up, obviously the few already been disqualified lining up on the grid. It's going to be Ronan, Techno, as they all start to line up. And it will be Marshy who will be last to line up. So, here we go to 5 red lights for the Belgium Grand Prix. It's lights out, away we go. It's a solid start from Ronan, who will probably keep the lead from this. An excellent start from Lucas Paul as he gets in to P2. Techno Sizzle is able to manage P3. Emilio drops back one place. Santiago with a superb start up into P2. As we watch them all go through Eau Rouge. Here, they all keep it clean for now. As Ronan, being attacked by Techno Sizzle, got back by Lucas Paul, and is going to try go round the outside. He runs a bit wide, and Lucas Paul will come back at him now. It's a hectic start, but it's very, very stable from all 10 drivers on the grid. Everyone has kept the place other than Santiago C and Random Kitty, but Santiago C has spun, loses front wing, so everybody has kept the position they were in qualifying here at the start of this race. Small battle here for P8 as Parallel Silk is dropping far behind Marshy, and Random Kitty is one that is catching up to him. But another battle here is the battle for the leads. Techno Sizzle is also very close to Ronan in front. Can Ronan pick home his first win on his debut here in corner to corner racing? Techno gets a nice entry into that corner there, but don't know about the exit now as he loses just a little bit of time. Parallel Silk receives already his 3-second penalty for multiple warnings in cutting the corner. So that puts Random Kitty already into P7. Hopefully a solid performance here from Ronan to bring home big points for the AlphaTauri team. They've definitely been one struggling in the constructors. And with Ben Smith's departure after the abysmal performance last race as a driver, hoping maybe Ronan, even as a reserve, maybe to fill in for the rest of the season if you can for the AlphaTauri team. Victor Mean is getting very close to Emilio and putting the pressure on as Random Kitty picks up his second penalty. He's definitely cutting the track limits here to try stay ahead of Random Kitty. He's weaving all over the place, and I think his internet is not helping. The Alfa Romeo driver is getting a nice run through this section. Parallel Silk is all over the track here. He'll definitely receive a harsh warning for all this weaving as Random Kitty is getting really close now. Will he launch an attack? He won't. He'll back off. So we'll go back to the battle for the lead here. Lucas Paul's kind of just sitting in behind waiting for something to happen between Techno and Ronan. You wouldn't expect these two to be in the front. Well, we haven't really got a look at Ronan, so we don't know how good he is, but Techno's definitely been struggling, and he's picked up a penalty there for exceeding track limits, which is not good at all. Kelechi the exact same, as there's starting to be a gap to form between all of them now. Random got a great run there, and finally DRS is activated. Surely this is the move here. Parallel. Oh, he's weaving all over the place there. He should receive a penalty for that. That is not safe driving, as Victor Mean actually gets by there, and there's a problem. It's Parallel Silk. He's spun out, so all the weaving comes to nothing. He's conceded the place. He's down to P9. We cut back to the battle for the lead. Ronan and Techno Sizzle. Techno does have the penalty, but maybe if he gets by he could extend this gap. Oh, he's really struggling there on the curbs, but so's Ronan. Will Techno go for the lead here? Down the inside. Is he gonna do it? They're side by side, but Ronan stays ahead. He'd run a bit wide there, Ronan, and they're right beside each other now. How will this plan out? Techno getting so close. His front wing grazes Ronan H's. Will he get by? Will he launch the attack? He won't. He'll back off, bumps into his rear wing, but keeps the battle strong as Lucas Paul is also starting to close up. I think Victor Mean, who has that warning, and then Emilio, championship leader, struggles in some races as there's a problem for Kelechi. He's off. Damages his front wing. Parallel comes through. Kelechi isn't really letting him by there despite having damage, although Parallel has damage too. Parallel is in, so is Kelechi. As we missed it here, but Techno Sizzle went for it and went for the lead. It's three abreast here into the first, well, technically the second corner, although there's a few kings such as Oru. Just Techno losing the rear end, so he went for the lead, couldn't take it. Ronan H retook it, and Lucas Paul now starting to put pressure here on the Mercedes driver. Lucas Paul needs to win this race, especially while Emilio is dropping points here. He needs to win this race, gain that 15 points on Emilio Robinho, but we'll have to wait and see. Or it's more than 15 actually points, as there's a little small battle between Kelechi and Parallel, but Kelechi has hit the barriers there as Santiago is actually starting to catch up to him now. Santiago's on the hards, so bit of a gap now being formed between Techno and Lucas Paul, or Techno and Ronan. Lucas Paul is starting to close that gap. So is Victor Mean in the Williams. It's also his race debut, as K33 Games could not make it today. Can Victor Mean impress here for the Williams the same way K33 Games got his first podium last race in Britain. Gap is starting to close up again between Techno and Ronan H as his yellow flags. As Parallel is going slow. Is that another broken front wing? It is, for the Red Bull driver. Gap is closing between Victor Mean and Lucas Paul, who's out of DRS range of Techno Sizzle. Can he get a good run here? Maybe go for the move. Yellow flag into sector 3. It's Parallel who's hit the wall. Has that brought out a safety car? I don't think so. Though it would be something to spice things up. Is he on the track? Can't quite get a good look at him. The next time we'll see the car will be when Ronan H comes around, but I don't think he's anywhere near close to him. There's no safety car or virtual. It's just been cleaned up. So, train of 5 cars all battling for one position, and that is P1, as Ronan H has spun the car and is DNF'd from this race. He spun it and it's a safety car. He's parked it right in the middle of the bus stop chicane. Random Kitty now comes to overtake him, and Random Kitty hits into the back of him, gets wing damage, and now has to come into the pits. So that is a big upset. The man who was doing so well has crashed out. I think he may have crashed into someone as Kelechi and Techno Sizzle hit it again, and he is now out, and Lucas Paul is into the lead. Emilio 98 Robolino has a 5-second penalty for a collision, and that is heartbreak. They hit each other in qualifying, and it has happened again here. Techno Sizzle hits Kelechi under safety car conditions and has now gone from winning this race to now dropping down to P7. Wow. So after all this and all the talk on whether Lucas Paul could impress, he's into the lead of this race now under the safety car. It's going to be a hell of a race to the checkered flag. Everyone's into the pit lane now, and I wonder if what tyre did Lucas Paul go on to? Was it the hard? Was it the medium? Is he going till the end? No, he's sticking to the medium. He's going for the 2-stop, which is reasonable from the Ferrari driver. Oh, and Random Kitty gets a 3-second penalty for exceeding track limits under the safety car. That is a rough one to take. We'll look now at how much penalties people do have. Everyone left in the race has a 3-second penalty. Everyone is pitted onto the 0-lap old mediums. All have taken 1 stop. Most positions gained has been Random Kitty into P5. Chance for his possibly first race win. He wants it, but he's going to need a lot to go his way. So we'll keep an eye on the tyre for now. Santiago has a lot to catch up to the pack before we finally get going again. Safety car is in this lap. It's going to be Lucas Paul to lead us away here. When will he go? He goes now. He gets a good go ahead of Victor Meehan, and no one really gets close enough to challenge an overtake to anybody as Victor Meehan is again just a bit too far back from Lucas Paul, able to make a move, and Lucas Paul is the only one here without a penalty. I think he may have this race wrapped up on lap 8. Victor Meehan had a good run here as there's more yellow flags. Santiago C into the wall. It's not a great performance at all from any of the drivers here that attended today. That's 5 DNFs, and although some may not be their fault, I think Santiago, Parallel and Kelechi, all theirs was very, very stupid. Just spinning at that Eau Rouge, something that, although will happen, shouldn't happen. As the top 3 are close, but are starting to just ever so slightly gain away from the other 2, Marshy and Random Kitty, both in good positions as well, if they can just stay in the race. And if Lucas Paul gets out of 1 second of Victor Meehan, he has this race wrapped up already. Oh, he's going for a big dive bomb there, Victor Meehan. And Lucas Paul let him have it. So Victor Meehan takes the lead despite having the penalty. He's gone through down the inside of the Ferrari, takes the lead. Although Lucas Paul hopefully gets a good toe down this back straight. Can't, so Victor Meehan is into the lead of the race. Despite having that 3-second penalty, if he can get far ahead, may be able to keep it. As 2 championship rivals now are getting very close together in Lucas Paul and Emilio 98 Robalino. Yellow flag. Marshy, I think he's just gone a bit wide there off the track. I think he's guaranteed to get P5 as long as he stays in the race. Don't see him getting any higher than that. So Victor Meehan still leads the way as DRS is now back enabled. So Lucas Paul going to have to stay within that range when going up Eau Rouge and then activating it onto the Camel Straight. Victor Meehan is getting a bit further away. Has a lot less battery. Gap is close, but no one really far enough back or close enough to be able to make a move. So Lucas Paul has just retaken the lead, and I'm guessing that was on the Camel Straight. I was doing something myself, I completely missed it, but I'll see in the highlights afterwards. So Lucas Paul is now in the lead, but Victor Meehan is still very close, and so is Emilio Robolino beside them. He got a great one, and while Lucas Paul was defending, not only did he concede the position to Victor Meehan, but he's conceded it to Emilio Robolino, who's taken the lead now. The championship leader not only takes the lead, is still in the lead of the championship, but has somehow taken the lead of the race. Wow. Now, he is within 3 seconds though, so Lucas Paul could really just sitting behind here for 10 laps, and now he's taken another 6-second penalty, which is not good at all. That means he most likely will drop back to third. That is not good, as we will look at the penalties again. Yeah, 6 seconds for the Red Bull driver. So that means not only is he not going to most likely win this race unless tragedy happens between the top three. And here goes Victor Mean around the outside of Emilio, and he is into the lead. This is just a battle that it's not even exciting when someone takes the lead, because someone's going to knock it right back off them. Here comes Lucas Paul, he's got a great run. Victor Mean also picks up a penalty, so both of them have 6 seconds. Lucas Paul could just go take the race lead and have 2 drivers behind him with 6 seconds. Emilio retakes the lead and Lucas Paul overtakes Victor Mean. So now it's the championship leader versus the chaser, who is chasing the championship leader for the race win here in Belgium. Who will get it? So Lucas Paul, late on the brakes, is he going to try that move around the outside of Emilio? They go close. Emilio just about stays ahead, but I think he'll probably back out into Eau Rouge here. No he won't. But Victor Mean just may go for a move into Eau Rouge. No, he won't. So Lucas Paul takes the lead from Emilio. But Emilio with DRS takes it right back off him. And so does Victor Mean as Lucas Paul drops back to P3. Maybe he should just sit behind. Let these two battle it out for third and second. Lucas Paul picks up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. The only person without a penalty at the moment is Marshy, who's 25 seconds behind Random Kitty, who's 8 seconds behind the pack. Lucas Paul obviously still has a 3-second advantage over both drivers. They're all still battling here for these last 8 laps. Tyre wear may start to get to them. Who's going to be the first to bite the bullet? Go in for a late pit stop. Here we go as we watch this battle again. Victor Mean trying to move around the outside, takes the lead. A little bit of wheel bumping. Ooh, Lucas Paul kind of had to just sit in behind here as these two have a battle. Go up a Rouge, all alright. As Emilio has spun it. And there goes his front wing as Random Kitty comes up Eau Rouge and he takes the podium off him. So, Emilio Robolino not only will have to pit for front wing damage, but is now completely gone out of this race. And that is big, not only for himself, but then for Lucas Paul in the championship lead. Now, he doesn't have to worry about any three-way battles. He can just tuck in behind and win this race. Now, will Victor Mead pull off a really big move and come into the pit lane here, because tyre degradation around this track is a lot smaller laps than it would be around another track. Seven laps to go. Both drivers stay out. Emilio picks up another 3-second time penalty, which means he will have 9 seconds. So even if he does catch up from maybe these two spinning, he'll be nowhere near in a state to be able to battle with them. So will Lucas Paul just go for track position here? He is. He's going to breeze past Victor Mean, and he's going to take not only P1 on track, but also P1 with penalties. Marshy also passed as Emilio Robolino with a 9-second penalty, so he has to overtake Marshy and get 9 seconds ahead. That's a tough ask, even for a driver of that quick. Oh, is he spun? He's into the grass. He's kept it. He's pushing hard. He needs to maybe pushing a bit too hard. So both of these drivers are still battling, but Lucas looks like he's going to be the winner here today. Not a great exit from Victor Mean. Don't think he's going to get close enough to Lucas Paul this lap. Emilio Robolino definitely will get by Marshy down this straight. Marshy on the worn hards, Emilio on the fast softs, and the traction is just too much for Marshy, who Robolino brakes late. Maybe he'll just do it on the camel straight. Get it done where it's easy. Up Eau Rouge. Marshy runs a bit wide. Emilio takes the position, opens DRS, gets ahead of Marshy. Now he has 9 seconds to gain in 5 laps. There's 5 laps to go. Lucas not only winning on penalties, but winning the race. Maybe even gets 1 second ahead of Victor Mean here. He's burning all his ERS and is wasting that battery. Lucas has a lot, which he'll just burn down that back straight. Yeah, even with this battery, Lucas burning his means he's just going to get way too far ahead, as Marshy's already 4 seconds behind Emilio, so Emilio will most likely take P4. He picks up the fastest lap, which is an extra point ahead of Lucas. Tyre's definitely getting to Victor Mean. He's dropping off, and without that toe now from Lucas Paul, there's just no hope for him. Although he's gained it right back up, but not within 1 second. He has now. Marshy finally picked up his penalty. Emilio has a 12-second penalty, so he has even more. Actually, only 9 because Marshy has his penalty. So yeah, so Emilio is only improved on his fastest lap now in P4. So if we look through the standings, if everyone stays the same, Lucas Paul will win this race. Victor Mean will finish comfortably second place, with Random Kitty 18 seconds behind in P3, but will take P3 nonetheless. Another podium for the Alfa Romeo driver, with its Jake mate missing then obviously this race. Emilio Robolino can only take P4 after almost a guaranteed possibly P3 or P2 or possibly even a P1 if he was fast enough. He spun. Victor Mean picks up another penalty, which puts him well behind Lucas. May just sitting behind now for these last 3 laps, and then Marshy has managed to do well to keep himself in the race for all these 19 laps so far. He'll take home a comfortable and well-deserved P5, especially for only taking up 1 penalty, which is probably going to be the reason why he'll be the favourite to win the Tier 2 championship next year. When that starts, we'll need more drivers though, so if you are watching this, you want to do a league, leave a comment in the videos. I see them all. The Discord link is in the comment section of one of the shorts that we've made. If you want to join the Discord, open a ticket and join up. Victor Mean has gone 1 second behind Lucas Paul. It's looking like his race is over, especially his race for the win. But a good race on his debut for CTCR, the new Williams driver, along with K33 Games. Looks solid to end of the season with Monza next week. Both of them are there. There's threat because there's a lot of straight line speed. How to use it by those 2 drivers. Victor Mean, there could have been a win there for today, but I think track limits haven't helped him out much. Everyone is at least 1 second behind, maybe more for people such as Emilio, Marshy and Random. Even with 5 drivers, the field is very, very spread. Hopefully some more drivers towards the end of the season and then into next season. Marshy picks up another 3-second penalty. Lucas Paul is about to end his final sector 2 of this race. He's now 3 seconds ahead of Victor Mean. I think he has decided just to sit off, don't battle, pick up this place as Lucas Paul finishes sector 2 here on these long 14 lap old mediums. So it's going to be his second race win of the season. He's really going to have to put pressure on Emilio Robolino in the second part of the season. We'll have to see if it happens or not. Through the bus stop chicane, Lucas Paul to the line he goes. The Ferrari driver wins the Belgian Grand Prix. Victor Mean in second place comfortably, and despite a very, very quiet race from the Alfa Romeo man of Random Kitty, you could say he may deserve driver of the day for just generally driving well, although Lucas Paul done very well as well. Going from P10 for a podium's excellent from the Alfa Romeo man. Heartbreak from the Red Bull of Emilio Robolino. He's only able to take fourth after his spin. And finally, another driver who just drove well today for his standard. And if it's tier 2 standard, he well and truly could win it, because he's competing with some good racers there, and to be able to pick up P5, even just staying out of all these crashes that the other lower cars are, he does well to pick up P5 today. So it was a decent enough race today. I've seen better, but I've also seen much worse, as we finally then head to the podium celebrations. So, to wrap up today's race with race rundown. So, P1, Lucas Paul, his second race win of the season. It was a great win today for him. Victor Mean in P2, his debut of CTCR in the Williams. Random Kitty, P3 in the Alfa Romeo. He kept it quiet all race, but picks a solid P3 up. Emilio Robolino in P4 in the Red Bull. Could have been much better, but could have been much worse. Marshy, P5 in the McLaren. Again, kept it clean, kept it quiet. Good race. Santiago C in the AlphaTauri after his grid penalty. He finished P6 despite DNFing. Same with Techno Sizzle, who hit into Kelechi, who already DNF'd just before Ronan H DNF'd when he hit into Victor Mean. And then Parallel Silk was the first to DNF on that back straight. He picks up one sole point in today's race.